This is DANL100, Programming for Data Analytics. Chapter 7, Loops and Conditions. Agenda. In this short video, I'll discuss the following topics. Topic number 1, why are loops important? I'll give a few examples, simple examples. Topic number 2, for loops, while loops, and repeat, and the double loops. Topic number 3, various conditions, if condition, while, if, else, and different combination. Topic number 4, logic or, logic and logic no. Okay, it's negative. Okay. Topic number 5, example, a concrete example. We are going to dump all the SEC quarterly index files.
Shutterstock Music.
Topic number 2, I'm going to discuss various loops. Okay, first one, let's issue source http date111 rpy week4.txt. So we are going to discuss the chapter 7. Okay, loops, if, else, while, okay, type .c7. Okay, and I mentioned what is a loop, why loops are important, for loop. Okay, and so let's look at the simplest loop. I'm going to use Notepad because for the Notepad I can make font much bigger. Okay, so we can, a reader or my student can see it clearly. So for I in 1 to 10, print I. Okay, so this is very simple one. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, for this is called so-called for loop. Okay, for I in 1 to 10, print I. Okay, so let's copy and paste to our console. So this will print 1, 2, 3 up to 10. Okay, so basic idea is I is some like called placeholder or intermediate result. Okay, and we can, the value or the name of Y is not important. Okay, and we can call it J, then we print J. Okay, so basic idea is I will take a value from 1, 2, 3 up to 10. So this is our result. Okay, we can modify A from 1 to 10. Then we print A. This will be identical to previous example. Okay, so this is exact same thing. Okay, so repeat. I is some kind in intermediate values. I will take a value from this vector. A is a vector, and from 1, 2, 3 up to 10. And for this loop, we simply print I. So let's mention the basic idea. Okay, I'm going to use original one. So I equals 1 to 10. Okay, so this is the simplest one line. And if we want to make it multiple line, we add a curly bracket here and curly bracket here. Okay, and just like our write our function. Okay, so this one, the pair of this and this, to ensure all these inside belong to this block. Okay, so we can write. Okay, so our code here. Okay, so this is our code here, or sometimes our code here. Okay, so we can write our code here. Okay, and also the most important thing is, and some variable, some part depend on I. So this is very important. Okay, and so I from 1 to 10, and some value depend on I. Okay, so this is, for example, we can say final equals I plus 2.5, for example, 2.5. Then instead of print I, then we print final. Okay, so this is final. Okay, so this is the structure of our data set loop. Okay, so we use curly bracket and curly bracket to put our code inside this loop. Okay, within this loop, something should depend on this intermediate variable called I. Okay, so let's copy and paste. Then we can run it. Okay, so let's look here. So I will take value of 1, and 1 plus 2.5, it becomes 3.5. Okay, then go back. It will go to I, becomes 2. Okay, 2 plus 2.5 becomes 4.5, and continue this way. Okay, so we run this loop 10 times. Okay, we run this loop 10 times. We can also, for the loop, for example, we can use A. Suppose we have like stock equals C, IBM, Walmart, Apple, and Johnson & Johnson. Okay, then we can use for and ticker in stocks, print ticker. It's quite similar to before. Okay, the only thing is we use stock tickers and represent this one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's run it. Then we can print different ticker symbol. Next, we look at the while loop. Okay, and so let's go to the top. And suppose we have initial value I equals 1. Okay, while I less than 10, we print I. Okay, we print I, and I plus 1. Okay, so this is again, this is a simple while loop. Okay, so this is condition. Okay, if this condition true, we do these two things. Okay, if it is false, we stop. Okay, so let's copy and paste. Okay, and so when first we have to test this condition, 1 is less than 10, it's true. Then we print I, so we see a 1. Then we increase I value by 1. So actually it's 2. 2 is still less than 10. Then we print 2 and continue this way. Okay, so let's go back here. Suppose we forgot this line. Okay, we forgot this line. So this is I equals 1. Okay, I less than 10. We print. Okay, so this will generate infinite loop. Okay, so this is, you see my mouse, this is it is always running there. Okay, we have two ways to stop. One way is we click this stop. Okay, then it will stop. Okay, we run many times. So let's run it again. I'm going to use, okay, suppose this is minus 1. Okay, so even we have this one, okay, I equals 1 and I less than 10, print I. If we decrease, we always decrease I by 1. This because initial value is 1, so then 0, negative 1, it's never going to be satisfied, this condition. Okay, so let's copy and paste. Then we end up with an infinite loop. Okay, the second way is we click miscellaneous, stop current. Okay, stop current or stop all. Okay, we click, then we stop. Okay, you see this is wrong about 484,000 round already. Okay, so this is while loop. We can also for the loop, for example, we can use A. Suppose we have like stock equals C, IBM, Walmart, Apple, and Johnson & Johnson. Okay, then we can use for and ticker in stocks, print ticker. It's quite similar to before. Okay, the only thing is we use stock tickers and represent this one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's run it. Then we can print different ticker symbol. Okay, so let's look at another one called break. Okay, so I'm going to copy this one. Okay, so this is still a while loop. Okay, and while 2 equal 2. Okay, so this indicate it's always true, right? So this is double quotation mark is equal. It's equal. Okay, it's condition of equal. Okay, print I. So we have, so if I is higher than 10, then we have break. Okay, we break. Okay, then I plus I. Okay, so let's 2, 3, 4. So let's make a crazy I numbers. Okay, so this one. Okay, so this one is while 2 equal 2. Okay, equal to, we print I. And we have a conditions. If intermediate value I is higher than 10, then we stop this loop. If this is not true, we continue. I equals I plus 2.345. So let's copy and paste. Okay, it's a start from 1, then add 2.345 and continue this way. Okay, and why we have a value larger than 10? Because this incremental values is A. Then A plus 2.345 is above I. It is above 10. So if we want to avoid this one, then we can change the order of this print. Okay, so let's use another one. Okay, and we put print here. Okay, so after we add this number, okay, then we print. Then we'll not see any value above 10. So let's look at it. Print I. Okay, it's a make a judgment is before here. If I is larger than 10, we break because this is 8. Okay, so this is still 8. Okay. Okay, so let's look at the value of this one. 2 equal 2. Okay. So 2 equals 2 actually is true. Okay. So this means, so this one we can write it as, so as true. okay, as true, okay, true. Then we'll have exact same result, okay, like 3 equals 3. So this is always true. Okay, this is always true. Okay, another potential issue is if we have a value, it's positive value, and the condition will be true. A negative value, the condition will be suppose we put a value 5 here. Okay, we put a value 5 here, it will treat as true, always true. Okay, so let's get our result. Okay, so this is 5 is equivalent to. Okay, suppose let's use a 0. So let's put a 0 here. It simply means it is false. Okay, it is false. Okay, so this while loop is always false. Okay, then we will not print anything. Okay, so this is while loop. Okay, another way is called repeat. So let's copy this one. The repeat is identical to this one. So I'm going to copy this one for comparison reason. Okay, so this is, so I'm going to use another one. So this is called repeat. So this is repeat. We always repeat. Okay, so you see I equals 1. We always repeat this block. Okay, we always repeat block. I equals 1, we repeat. I equals 2, repeat. I equals 3, repeat. Okay, when we stop, only when this condition satisfied, we stop. Okay, so let's plus 2. Okay, so let's copy paste. So this is another way to run it. Okay, so repeat is identical. This like y 2 equal 2 or while equal choose. Okay, so basic idea. So this one command line while conditions a while loop is identical to this the second repeat loop. They have exact same result. Let's look at the double loop. Okay, I'm going to copy one loop. This is I use for loop for double loop. Okay, I'm going to copy this one, put it on the top. Okay, so this is I'm going to make it very simple. Is print I. Okay, so we have one loop. Okay, from I from 1 to 10 we print I. Okay, suppose we have a double loop. Okay, I just put it here. Okay, and alignment is very important. So this is J. So this is J. I'll make it very simple. This is 1, 2, 3, and here is 4 to 7. Okay, yeah, 4 to 7, and suppose we have final equals 2 times I plus 3 times J plus 1. Okay, so this is our some function depend on. Okay, I mentioned alignment is so important. Suppose if we put something here, it's difficult to see the relationship. Okay, so if we put alignment, good indentation, it will make our program more readable. Okay, so if we look at here, from here to here, we know this is a loop outside a big loop, and from this curly bracket to here, so this is second loop. Okay, and our code depend on I, also depend on J. Okay, then we print our final. Okay, so let's run it. then we have our result. Okay, so let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, you see, we run about 12 times. Okay, the structure is I equals 1, J equals 4. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste. I'm going to copy. Okay, so when I equals 1, okay, J take value 4, 5, 6, 7. The next round, I equals 2, okay, so I equals 2, 2, 2, 2, J, and take value 4, 5, 6, 7, okay. So I take a value of 1, then we finish our second loop. Then I take the next value, then we finish our second loop again, okay. So this is I equals 1, I equals 1, J equals 4, I equals 1, J equals 5, and continue this way, okay. So the total will be 3 times 4, okay. So the total equals 3 times 4, 3 times 4, and so equals 12. Okay, so we have 12. Okay, another way to look at it is, and because now the number is very simple, then we can manually calculate. Okay, suppose this is n1 to n2. Okay, n1 for n2, the total will be n2 minus n1 plus 1. Okay, in this case, we are going to run. So this is I call the difference. D1 is simply n2 minus n1 plus 1. For this case, 3 minus 1 equals 2, 2 plus 1 equals 3. Okay, and also we can treat this one as from m1 to m2. Okay, for this one, we have d2 equals m2 minus m1 plus 1. Okay, like 7 minus 4 is 3. 3 plus 1 is called 4. So d1 is 3, d2 is 4. Then eventually we have final result 12. Okay, so this is a double loop, and how can we can calculate how many rounds we are going to calculate final and print. In this case, we have 12 final. We print final 12 times. Topic 3. If condition or conditions. We use condition to redirect our flow of our programs. Okay. So type .c7, and most of condition we can use if stop, if else, if. So if we have multiple conditions. So let's look at the simplest one. So we type A equals 10. If A larger than 0, we print A is a positive value. Okay. It is very simple. We have a condition, right? A is A larger than 0. We print A is a positive value. Okay. I copy and paste. Okay. Then we enter, suppose A is negative 20. Then we call this line nothing, because this condition is not satisfied. Okay, so this is the simplest condition. Okay, and so let's look at a function called perpetuity. Okay, I'm going to write down the function first, then I'll explain the definition of perpetuity. Okay. The present value of perpetuity. equals function C and R and C. Let's look at the present value of perpetuity. Okay, so first one, so let's look at the definition of perpetuity. Okay, the definition of perpetuity is, first one is constant, same cash flow. Okay, this is for example, annual. We receive $10 every year, so, or we pay $5 every month. Okay, and at the same interval. As just mentioned, we receive $10. So this is forever. We receive $5 every year forever. We pay $1 every month forever. Okay, so this is forever. Okay, and if we have extra, okay, so this is extra. I'm not going to mention, so extra condition. Okay, so actual condition is first cash flow at the end of first period. Okay, so if we have an extra condition, okay, the first cash flow happen at the end of the first period. Okay, then we can write a very simple function, present value of perpetuity equals C over R. Okay, C will be our same cash flow. So this is C is same cash flow. R will be discount rate. Okay. Okay, so let's write a function. So present value perpetuity equals function CR C over R. Okay, so this is the present value of perpetuity's function. Okay, so I'm going to copy and paste. Okay, I copy and paste. So let's type present value perpetuity 100 and 10%. Suppose we are going to receive $100 at the end of each year forever, and the first cash inflow happened at the end of the first year. Assume annual discount rate is 10%. So this perpetuity is equivalent to $1,000 today we receive today. So this is the concept of the present value. Okay, if we enter a 0, okay, it will give this infinite value. Okay, suppose we enter negative 10% instead of positive 10%. We enter a negative 10%, and interest rate negative 10% or discount negative 10% doesn't make any sense. So this is the wrong answer. Okay, one possible solution is we can add if stop. Okay, so this is our function. Okay, so this is our function. Okay, and I'm going to cut this part to make it much easier, clear. Okay, okay, so this is our function. So, and we use curly bracket to include everything. Okay, so this is if our rate is less than 0, then we stop. R should be a value. Okay, so this is if stop combination. So this is condition. So if our discount rate is less than 0, then we will stop. Then we print this message. Okay, so let's copy and paste. Okay, if we type present value and 100, 10%, we got our correct answer. If we enter 0, okay, so let's use 2. Okay, I have like old function there. Okay, so perpetuity 2. Okay, so let's use 2. Copy and paste. Okay, so present value perpetuity 2. 100. So let's use 100 and 10%. We got correct answer. Suppose we enter 0. Oh, I forgot to enter equal signs. Equal. Okay. So if R is less than 0 or equal 0, and then we type this error message. This is equal signs. Now, present value perpetuity 2. 100, 10%, we got correct answer. So if we enter 0, then we got an error message. Error in this function, R should be positive value. So if we enter a negative 10%, then we got the same error message. Okay. And another solution is, okay, so this is if stop. Okay, I'm just put this one on top. And again, alignment is much better than we put our code everywhere. Okay, so another is I call if else. Okay, if R is positive and we do our normal things. Okay, we do our normal things, and so suppose we write present value equals C over R, then return. As I mentioned, it's a good strategy. It is good habit to always use return in your function. Okay, so else, and then we print error message. Okay, I repeat. Okay, so actually this is if else. So we classify our all cases into 2 groups. One group, R is positive, another group, R is non-positive. Okay, then we can type add, okay, R is not positive. Okay, a positive value. Okay, so cat, we print this one line error message. So we can call it number 3, present value perpetuity. Okay, so let's copy and paste. So present value 3. So this is 3. So 100, 10%. We have correct answer. So if we add 0, it will give us error message. R is not a positive value. Okay, so usually I do this way. I use, so I enter error message. So let's use 2 lines. Okay. Okay. This backward slash plus n is next line. Okay. So usually I enter error message. So error message. So it's remind user, sometimes remind myself. Okay. So this is much nicer. Okay. So we can just copy paste. Okay, PV perpetuity. So this is 3, 100, 0. Okay. So this is much nicer. Okay, error message, R is not a positive value. Next, we look at multiple condition. Okay, so let's type .cls, sorry, .c7. And so this is 13 and .c7 13. Okay, so this is if, so this is first condition, else if, second condition, else if, and third condition, and continue this way. Okay, so this convert grade in number to a letter. So let's copy paste. So I'll copy it to my notepad first. Okay, I'm going to write a function. Okay, now it is not a function, it is just a command. Okay, and so because grade is 90, is larger than or equal to 90, we got A. Okay, we can write a function. Suppose we called letter grade. Okay, we enter, so this is function, so this is grade. Okay, and we close, okay, curly bracket and curly bracket. Okay, I'll make it font a little bit smaller. Okay, as I mentioned, alignment is very, very important. It's my habit. I always make this good alignment. Okay. For this one, we can return a letter grade, and now it's simply print on our screen. Okay, so this is grade. So let's copy and paste. Okay, and so this is, we can type letter grade. Okay, so this is 99, and we use up arrow key. So this is 89 and 75, and we can use 45 and even 20. Okay, and we can call this function repeatedly. Okay, one things I want to remind you is, so this line I called garbage collector. So we have a multiple condition. So the first condition, it is satisfied, then it will do something, will do these things, then this loop finished. Okay, the condition finished. If it's not, we check the second condition and continue this way. Okay, if we don't have this line, okay, so let's copy and paste. Okay, so let's call it letter grade 2. So letter grade 2. So we copy, paste, activate. Okay, so letter grade 2. So this is 90. We got our correct answer. Suppose it's 75. We got answer. We got 45. Okay, and we got 35. That's nothing. Okay, thus it's a very, very good habit. The last one, if we have multiple conditions, the last one is always else, because when all these conditions failed, there is something there, we print something. Sometimes I print nothing satisfied, or condition, the above condition are not satisfied, or none of above conditions satisfied. If you don't print fail, like this case. Okay, so this is multiple conditions. Okay, it's a good idea for the last one, you use else. Topic number 4, logic or, logic and, logic no or not. Okay, So let's look at the first one. A. Suppose A we have 10, B is negative 20. And suppose A is positive value, or. So vertical line is or. B is positive value. We print 1. 1 is positive. Okay, so this is called logic OR. Okay, so this is a logic OR. So A is positive, B is negative. We have two values, A and B. Okay, so let's this one is positive. Okay, sorry, I didn't copy this one. So let's copy and paste again. So let's copy and paste. Okay, A is positive, B is negative. And if A is positive or B positive, print at least one of them is positive. Okay, so let's make A is also negative. Okay, both B and A are negative. Okay, so let's look at command line. Then this will do nothing. Okay, this will do nothing. Okay, so this is logic OR. Okay. Let's go back here. Okay, for the logic OR is if A is true, final is true. Okay, so if A condition is true, then final is true. If B is true, final is true. If both A and B are true, final is true. Okay, I'm going to. So this is all condition. Okay. So if A is true, so because we have two conditions, if A is true, the final is true. And so this is, we are going to do something. Okay, so if A is true, we are going to do something. So this, I can use plain haha. Okay, so we are going to do something. Okay, if B is true, and the final, we are going to execute this part. Final is true. If both A and B are true, and final is true. Okay, so if both A and B are false, okay, the final is false. Okay, I'm going to. Okay, the OR condition is if one is true, the final is true. If both are true, the final is also true. If only when both A and B are false, the final is false. Okay, so if A is negative, B also negative, then we don't do anything. We don't do anything. So this is logic OR. So logic OR. Okay, so let's look at the logic AND. Okay, so this is I'm going to make it top of this one. So this is a logic AND. Okay, so logic AND we use ampersand. So we use ampersand. Okay, I still use this one as A equals 10, B is negative 20. So if A is positive and B also positive, then we print haha. So let's copy and paste. Okay, then we don't print anything. Why? Because B is negative. So let's make, we just assign A equals 20, B equals 25, 26. Then we record this one. Okay, because A is positive, B also positive. And so this is logic AND, Then we print haha. Okay, So let's go back here. So what is equivalent statement? So this is equivalent statement. So if A is false, the final is false. If A is false, the final is false. If B is false, the final is also false. Okay, the final is also false. If A and B are both false, the final is false. The only condition is true. If you compare here, okay, and if you use or, you see true, 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 false. Okay, if you use logic AND, so one of them is false, then the final result is false. Only both of them are true. The final result is true. Next, we look at the logic no. Okay, or not. Okay, and so let's use simple ones. A equals 10. If A other than 0, print ah. Okay, I'm not going to print anything. Okay, so if this condition is satisfied, we do something. Okay, if the condition is not satisfied, we don't do anything. Okay, so let's. Okay, you see, because A 10 is less than 0, we do something. Okay, so let's make its negative value. Then we call this one. Then we don't do anything. Okay, if the condition is satisfied, we do something. If the condition is not satisfied, we don't do anything. Okay, for the so let's copy paste. So if we add a exclamation mark in front of a condition, then this will go to the opposite one. Okay, it's opposite. So if A is positive, according to this one, we'll do something. For this one, we don't do something. Okay, so it's opposite. Okay, it is simply the opposite. You see, A is positive because this is positive, this is true, then this is false. Okay, so so let's look at the negative 10 and then we do something. Okay, so actually the true condition is, for example, so let's look at this one. A equals 10. So this is true. Okay, if the condition is true. Okay, so if we add something in front of it, it becomes false. Actually, logic or logic not or logic no is simply the opposite. That is opposite. This logic or, logic and logic no, we can combine them with different combinations. Okay, so let's assume we have 3 conditions or 3 values. Okay, A equals 10, B equals, suppose negative 12, D equals 10, 11. Okay. Suppose we have something called A is positive or B positive and ampersand. D is positive. And then we do something. Okay, let's see. D positive. Okay, so this is our condition. Okay, I use a pair of parentheses. Okay, so A is positive. B is, I make it easy. I always use the positive value. Okay, so if A is positive or B is positive, and so this is ampersand. Okay, then D is positive. So if A is true, then this condition is true. And if both this condition, highlight condition, and the D positive true, then we do something. Okay, so let's copy and paste and to look at the result. Okay. Without calculation, or without run this code, we see A is positive, so this is true. Okay, because D is positive, this is true. Then we print something. Okay, obviously this is true. We print something. Okay, you see, we print haha. Okay, and suppose D is negative. So let's look at D is negative. Negative 5. So D is negative 5. Because this condition is not satisfied. Okay, then we will not do anything. See, we will not do anything. Okay, and so let's assume D is positive. Okay, assume D is positive. When we will not do anything when both are negative. Okay, basic idea is if this is true and this is true, then we do something. If this is false, we do nothing. If this is false, we also don't do anything. Okay, so we add a pair of parentheses. So let's look at if we remove the pair of parentheses, what happens? Now, you see, if we don't have a pair of parentheses, if we have a pair of parentheses, we don't do anything. Okay, don't do anything. Okay, if we remove the pair of parentheses, we have something. Okay, the reason is, you see that A is positive. You see here, so like, look at A. Because A is positive, so this is true. And this two is combination. So let's copy paste this one. So this is false. A, so this part is true, this part is false. Because this is all, the final is 2. I know it's confusing, okay? So this is a combination of different logic, and, or, and zero function. And the second function we are going to use is download.file. Okay. We have 3 lines. We're starting code, we have 3 lines. I'm going to show you how to to dump all the SEC index file. Our starting point will be this 3 lines. Okay, I'm going to show you how to get the first line and how to write the second line. So actually, our starting point is only like 1 line. So download file, in file, out file. So this is from web binary, and this is a standard method. Okay, if you want to know more about download.file, you can use help and download.file. Okay, putting as an input variable. Okay. Before discussing how to dump all the SEC index file from SEC web page, we're going to discuss 2 functions related to the string manipulation. Okay, the first one is called paste. Okay, suppose I have to. Okay, I love B will be dogs. Okay, paste. So let's call this one I sign B. I love dogs. I put them together and I use paste. Okay, and you see the blank between. Okay, suppose I don't want to have any blanks. Okay, and I can use SEP equals nothing. Okay, so this is SEP stands for separate. Okay, so let's call it D2. And I can copy and paste D2. Okay, then there's nothing between love and dogs. Okay. And also we can use other separator. Okay, suppose I can use a comma. I can use a comma and then I'll paste them together. So let's call this way. Okay, so this is this way. Then I have a comma. Okay, and the paste there, you see, suppose we really don't want to have anything between. Okay, and then if we use paste, then we have to specify separate equals nothing. Okay, then another way to do it, we use paste 0. Okay, so let's call this D4. Then the paste 0 simply means we put them together, nothing between. That's it. So D4. You see, nothing between. Let's look how to generate in file and out file. Out file depends on the in file. Okay. So let's just type SEC finding and quarterly index file. Okay. So this is SEC finding quarterly index file. Okay. So this is for index. So this is like location. Okay, so assume we are interested in 2020 and Q1. Okay, so let's click Q1 and we are going to download the zip file. Okay, so we can manually download it. Okay, so this is a location. Okay, and just remember complete.zip. Okay, so let's go back here. Okay, then we can type complete zip. Okay, so this will be our input file. So actually we can just copy and paste and we can manually download, just test it. Okay, on the bottom, on the left side bottom, we see it's indeed the correct location. Okay, because this is 2020 Q1, so we can use index 2020 Q1. Okay, and we enter ZIP. Okay, so we have 3 lines. Okay, so this is in file. So this is complete.zip. So this is output file, and why 2020 Q1? Because this is 2020. This is quarterly 1. Okay, so let's just copy and paste to see what's happening. Okay, and it's a good idea we set up. So I use set WD and temp. Okay, so let's generate some temp. Okay, so dir create temp set WD temp get WD WD. Okay, so this is our current working directory. So let's look at it's empty. Okay, it's empty, and simply copy paste. Okay, then we use dir. Okay, then we download the index 2020 Q1 and ZIP. Okay, so we successfully download 1 quarterly index. Okay, the next step, and we can generate 2 files. Okay, the first file we can call year. Okay, year equals, and it's 2020, obviously. So let's make it simple. Y equals year, Q equals 1. So Q equals 1. So this is first quarter. Okay, so let's call this one. Okay, so let's call this one, and we call it pass. Okay, so this is pass. Okay, so pass is up to here. Okay, it's up to here. Okay, I'm going to keep this one. Okay, on top. Okay, then we always use this one as our reference line. Okay, reference line. Okay. So this is our path. Okay. This is our path. So our input file will be paste 0. Okay. As I mentioned before, 0 is there's nothing between. Okay. So this is our path. Our path. Then we delete everything for the path. Okay. Then we paste here. Okay. I'm going to. So this is, and so this is 1. Okay. So comma, and here. Okay. You see, this is path. Is actually its first part. Okay. Its first part up to 2020. Okay. So I have 2020 here. I'm going to use Y to replace 2020. I have 1 here. I'm going to use Q. Okay. Result. So let's paste it. So let's look at the result. Okay. In file. So in file will be identical to the we just assigned here. It's 2020 and Q1. So let's go back here. So instead of 2020, I use Y. So this is year, this is quarter. Okay. So I'm going to 2020. Okay. I'm going to do it here. Okay. In file. Okay. So in 5 is correct one. So this is 2020. This is Q1. Okay. Output file, same thing. Okay, we use paste 0. Okay, paste 0. Index. Okay. So originally is 2020, comma, Q, and 1, comma, 0. Sorry, not 0. Double quotation. Okay. Suppose we don't place 2020 with Y and Q. So let's test it. Let's test it. So our file will be index 2020 Q1. This will be exact same thing as we saved. Okay. Now we replace this one with Y and this one with Q. Okay. So one is year, another is Q. Okay. So literally now we have 2 variables. Okay. So let's copy and paste. So let's run it again. Okay. So let's make it 2. Okay. Let's make it 2. We're going to get the second quarter. Okay. So we run it. Okay. dir. We download the second quarter's zip file. Okay. Okay. So we are going to generate 2 loops. Okay. For easy, I'm going to generate first loop and okay. So let's copy. So this is I call the step 2. Okay. Suppose we fix here for Q in 1, 2, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 4. Okay. We align. Okay. So this is if we fix. So let's use 2019. Okay, I'm going to use 2019. Okay, okay, for this one and for 2019, we download 4. Okay, and so let's copy and paste. Okay, sorry, in is missing. Okay, Q in. Okay, I in. Okay, so this is do it. Okay, we download 4. You see, this 2019 Q1, 2019 Q2, 2019 Q3, and we use dir, and we find there are 6. Okay, and also we can use quiet. Okay, the last one will be second loop. Okay, so it's for y in 1993 to 2020. Okay, so this is a loop. Okay, that this way complete. Okay, and there's something called quiet equals true. Okay, when we have quiet equal true, and we will not see this amount. Okay, and to test it, so let's use 1993 to 1994 first. Okay, and there are 2 years. Okay, so this is I repeat. Okay, because this chapter is about loop and condition. Okay, so this year in 1993 to 1994, Q from 1 to 4. Okay, so we are going to download 8. Okay, we are going to download 8. Okay, then we use dir. Then we'll see 1993 Q1, 1993 Q2, and finally we can simply 1995 up to 2020. Okay, and then we can get everything. Okay, so let's use 1993 to see how long it's going to take. Okay. I'm going to cut and shorten this part. Okay, I just want to test how many minutes it takes to download all the zip file. Okay. And you can download the IDX file. Okay, the only difference is it's much bigger. Okay, it's much bigger. The advantage is you can read directly. Okay, I'll show you. So this is you can download this file. Okay, if you look at the size, so this is 47 megabytes. If you look at zip file, it's only 4. Okay, 47 versus 4. It's more than 10 times bigger compared with zip file. Usually I download zip file. Okay. And sometimes we can go to our subdirectory to look at the. Okay, so let's look at subdirectory. D data SEC index 10. Okay, we can just go there. D data SEC and temp. Okay, and sometimes we can just look at it. Okay, yeah, it's 2020. Yeah, it's done. Okay, it's finished. Yeah, it's done. Okay, so it's take about 3 minutes to finish. Okay, and we can use dir, and so this is all the data set zip file we download, the SEC file.
Shutterstock Music.